We always talk about Europe's decline, all the negative aspects of living in Europe, but the real question is where we can truly escape all these new measures like the digital euro, high taxes, carbon tracking, and still be happy and still have something? There are many options out there, but the one I'm personally seeing hundreds of families choose as their plan A or plan B is Paraguay. And why Paraguay and not El Salvador, Argentina, Thailand, Panama, Costa Rica, Indonesia, or any other places we see in social media? Because it's the easiest and most affordable option, with the simplest requirements. You won't find another country with Paraguay's level of ease without needing proof of income, investment, or the creation of a company that sponsors you as an employee. In Paraguay, there are many advantages beyond culture and the low cost of living. You can legally pay 0% tax thanks to its territorial taxation system, and you don't need to do anything special within the country to have your application approved, beyond not having a criminal record and keeping a clean background. You can maintain your permit without having to live there for months as is required in other countries, and eventually even apply for a second passport. Paraguay is the best destination for this, and that's what we are going to explain in this video. Paraguay is not a trend, Paraguay is a refuge, and those who understood this in 2025 need no further proof. As I mentioned, Paraguay offers a residency permit that doesn't require investment, income history, or a minimum staying within the country. It asks for one thing, that you are not a criminal. It's as simple. That's why today it's one of the most valuable temporary and permanent residencies on the planet, because it costs almost nothing, it gives you an official ID card, and it allows you to open accounts, pass KYC, and be treated as a legal resident. After the temporary residency, which you can get in a matter of weeks, you can move on to permanent residency, and later, if you are patient and build strong ties, even to citizenship. But let's be clear, that last path isn't as easy as many people claim. The Paraguayan citizenship is granted if you spend real time in the country and shows real integration, and have ties or contacts that support your application. It's not impossible, but it's not automatic either. Many people come and stay. Many people come, set up to pay 0% tax, and go back to Europe until it collapses. That said, tax residency can be obtained in about 3 months if you do things right. And from that point on, you can legally live anywhere while paying 0% tax, because Paraguay is one of the few countries with a true territorial tax system. That means that if you own a company abroad and your income is generated outside the country, you don't pay taxes on it. It doesn't matter if you are 1,000, 10,000 or 1 million, you pay 0% on all foreign income. Locally, if you choose to launch something in Paraguay, corporate tax is 10%, and if you do it well, your real effective rate can be even much lower than 10%. It's a simple, clean and direct system, and that's what makes it attractive. No suffocating regulations, no sliding scales, no hidden penalties. Plus, thanks to this territorially, you can use US LLCs and pay 0% if done correctly, or you can use offshore foundations, trusts, and well-structured setups. But you must know what are you doing, because if you have a permanent establishment or effective place of management in Paraguay, you may be required to pay taxes. But like in other territorial countries, no one will come after you if you don't draw attention. Now let's add one of the strongest points in Paraguay's favor. It is not part of CRS. It doesn't report automatically to the tax authorities of Spain, France, Germany, or any EU or ASEAN country. And even though there are few bilateral agreements, there is no systematic or automatic exchange of data. But what does it mean in practice? You can have bank accounts, cards, even interactive brokers using your Paraguayan address, and no one will report you. You can open a foreign account with your Paraguayan residency, and no one in Europe will know. You can build a clean, legal tax structure without automatic exposure. And if you want even more privacy, you can use trusts, hybrid structures, or delegation in other jurisdictions without issue. As I mentioned earlier, Paraguay is one of the cheapest countries in the region. Living in Paraguay is as cheap as you want it to be. From someone spending 300 euros a month to someone living in a penthouse with a chef and driver for 5,000 euros. You choose. A decent apartment in a central area from 350 euros per month. Top zones like Shopping del Sol, Villamorra or Recoleta from 600 to 1,200 euros for a luxury apartment And the utilities, 15 euros a month in many cases. Nothing. Food, 200 to 400 euros monthly. Eating very well. You can move by Bolt or Uber between 1 and 3 euros per ride. Regarding to entertainment, from casual bars to private clubs and high-end cigar lounge. Want to buy a cheap piece of land for 2, 3, 4 or 5,000 euros and live your life in peace? I have seen it all in Asunción, and more people are moving in, with a clear profile but different nuance. First one, the tax nomad, no fixed home, wants to disconnect from Europe without being tied down anywhere, gets a residency, registers for a tax ID, RUC, RUC, and then heads to Brazil, Argentina, or wherever. Pays 0% legally, keeps a low profile, doesn't live in Paraguay, but has everything set up properly. In the second one, we have the strategic retiree. Receive a US or European pension, buys land, builds a house with 20,000 to 30,000 euros, or rents a nice apartment in Asunción and lives peacefully. Lives with dignity without feeling squeezed. And often, they have no intention of ever going back to his previous country. Third option, the smart entrepreneur. Comes for the tax benefits, but stays for the opportunities. Buys land, starts businesses, hires local workers, and thanks to full deductions, pays 5% or less in actual taxes through the very simple regime, maquila, or free trade zones. This is a profile I find especially interesting. They feel like Europe is already dead, they don't want to wait for the CBDC, the digital euro, social credit scores, or taxes just for breathing. They sell their apartment, they want to renounce their nationality and start from scratch with a structure, banking, land, and a family in Paraguay. Then there is another sub-profile, the one who doesn't want to burn bridges yet, but wants a serious plan B. They obtain residency, set up their tax situation, and get ready, just in case. And I will tell you, more and more entire families are doing this. Parents, mothers, children, all living. Let's now talk about banking. Is Paraguay's banking top tier? Absolutely not. Itaú, Banco Atlas, Bueno, Continental, all valid for local use. You can operate in guaraníes, dollars, or euros. You can get account statement, cards, and process transactions fairly smoothly. Do you want a stronger banking? No problem. Use your Paraguayan residency to open bank accounts abroad, whether in the US, Singapore, etc., etc. You choose. When it comes to real estate, buying apartments is still a decent option with a few caveats, but the real potential lies in interior land plots. There are land for 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 that can double in value in just a few years. Plus, you can build with cheap materials, good labor, and without all the red tape. Many of you are already looking into this country, others still don't trust, but if you compare it with options outside Europe that don't require much, there aren't many alternatives. Panama requires you to create a company and is already more expensive than this. El Salvador, Argentina, the Dominican Republic, they either ask for proof of income or for you to invest in the country. Want to go Asia? Great, there are some options, but not many with this level of ease and maybe not with the same culture of religion. Is that what you want? Yes, no, that's up to you. I love the UAE. Setting up a company there and getting your residency is pretty easy, but for some people, setting up a company in the UAE has no sense because they will not generate their income or has their tax residency there. Maybe a golden visa could be better. In the case of Paraguay, I'm not saying you need to live there to escape Europe. No. I don't live there all year, but I have a flag there for taxes. I don't pay taxes thanks to this residency, and I also escaped Europe in the woke movement and some measures. I would love to know what you think. Personally, I not only hold a residency permit in Paraguay, I also have Mexican and some in Asia. And while I could easily get one in El Salvador or Argentina, if I'm not permanently living there, it's not really worth it. It would just expire. Paraguay doesn't. So if you are interested in Paraguay on reducing your taxes, getting second passports, or building a holistic structure to slowly disappear from the map, I invite you to fill out the form in the description and we will take a look.